Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our lesson is about more things about visible uncleanness and how to cleanse it. So question number 1 is how to cleanse the leather articles such as socks, shoes. Holders if some filthy substance has smeared them. So the answer is they become clean by being rubbed against the earth or any other such thing, provided its impression on the item concerned is fully rubbed off. This is because that uncleanness is a thick one, a filthy substance which can't be absorbed by these things. The next question is how to cleanse. So it can be cleansed just by rubbing it off. Next question is how to cleanse these articles if filth like urine, wine, etc. defills them. Answer is these will be cleansed only if washed with a liquid substance like water, so as to remove all traces of uncleanness. That is to say, any kind of uncleanness except the filthy substance itself that smears the leather article will be cleansed only if washed and in no other way. So the difference between first case and second case is the first thing is a bit thick, a thing which has high density, so it is not absorbed by these things, socks, shoes, etc. And in the second case the urine, wine, these things don't have much density, so they are absorbed by these substances. So in the first case the uncleanness can be cleansed just by rubbing, and in the second case it is necessary to wash them with a thing like water, etc., with a liquid like water, etc. Next question is, can the articles such as knife or sword made of metals like iron, silver, copper or aluminium be cleansed without washing? Answer is articles of metal like iron, which is free from rust, or of silver, gold, copper, aluminium or brass, and those of glass, ivory, bone and proclaim, if they are clean and have no engravings on them, can be cleansed by rubbing off the traces of filth and its impressions altogether. So these things can also be cleansed by just rubbing any type of filth, but we should know that there should not be any engravings on them. Engravings means some embossed like substance, some embossed like part on them. There should not be any engravings on them. That's necessary, because if they have engravings on them, some part of uncleanness will remain in that part. Next question is, what do we mean by a certain thing being without engravings? So the answer is, engravings are marks that give an uneven surface to an object. They need special provision because filth is still possible to lurk in articles concerned. Even after they have been rubbed off, they however become clean by rubbing them if they contain only color, paint and no engravings. So the conclusion is that if these substances, these metal-like substances and glass-like substance are having engravings on them, and they can only be cleansed just by washing. Next question is how to cleanse the soil that has got filled with urine and wine. Radha says uncleanness automatically vanishes once the ground dries up, and effects of uncleanness such as color, smell and taste disappear. So the soil which can absorb the uncleanness, any type of uncleanness, will be cleansed just when the uncleanness disappears from it, and its effects such as color, smell and taste also disappears from them. The conclusion is that if a soil if some if soils get some uncleanness on them, on it, it can be cleansed just by the vanishing of that unclean material. The next question is how to cleanse uncleanness that it may. Well, the question which is concerned with soil, we should know that if the soil, if this is not concerned with the floors of our homes, of houses, because they are cemented, if anything, any particle of uncleanness, if they get any particle of uncleanness, they should be washed, because their soil can't absorb the uncleanness. So this is concerned with the soil which can absorb the uncleanness, and on which these things, color, smell and taste, and it's a sign of uncleanness, can also disappear. Next question is how to cleanse uncleanness that smears the bricks or stones of the pavement of a house or mosque, or those of a wall. The bricks or stones of a building, if unclean, will become clean if traces of uncleanness disappear. The next question is how to wash articles like brass vessels or thick cushions which cannot be wringed. So the answer is, well, this is necessary for things to be cleansed, that for clothes to be cleansed, that they are wringed. Now the writer is asking about the things which can't be wringed. So the answer is the method to be followed in cleansing articles that are difficult or impossible to wring is as follows. Wash them once and leave them. When water stops dripping, give them a second wash and leave them. Wash them the third time after dripping of water. As a result of the second wash has stopped, and they will become clean. But it is necessary to rub them as much as possible, so that maximum possible efforts have been spent in cleansing them. So the conclusion is that those articles which can't be wringed, those clothes which can't be wringed during washing, they will be washed 3 times, and every time they will be left for dripping. And after that 3 times, it will be cleansed. The next question is, can unclean clay vessels be cleansed? Clay vessel can also be cleaned. The method described above will hold good for them also. The next question is the ashes of an unclean substance such as dung clean or unclean? So the answer is, when an unclean substance has been burnt to ashes, it becomes clean. And Next question, what should we do if a rat falls into ghee? Ghee is a kind of butter and dies in it. So the rat has fallen into a ghee pot of ghee and can of ghee and died in it. What should we do now? So the answer is the ghee is frozen throughout the rat and the ghee just around it, the rest of the ghee is clean. If the ghee is in the melted form, the entire ghee will be unclean. So what should we do now with that unclean ghee which is in melted form? Should we throw it out? No. How to cleanse the unclean ghee or oil? So that unclean ghee or oil which is in melted form should be put into we should put into unclean ghee or oil an equal quantity of water and boil the two together. Then take out the ghee or oil that floats on the surface. Do it thrice and the ghee or oil will become clean and usable. So the method to cleanse this type of ghee or oil in which a rat has fallen and died is that we will put an equal quantity of water in it and we will boil them together, and then we will take out the ghee or oil that floats on the surface. So this is all for today's lesson. Shall we meet in the next class and we'll discuss more about istinja. Well, all these things, these questions concerned the need of these questions. Although these questions are rare, they happen very often, but we should know them and we should learn these all things because cleanliness is necessary for salat, for namaz to be validated. This is important thing that we should keep validated our namaz, our salah, and for that we should be cleansed from all type of uncleanness. That's why these questions are concerned here and are very necessary. So inshallah we meet in the next class. Till then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.